Hello, my friend. You asked me for a few comments about social media. Well, social media are an amazing new development in human history and human culture. The very fact that we're all connected by internet is amazing enough, and that we have access to all this information and knowledge in the world is absolutely wonderful. Thinking back to the days of my childhood where I had to go to the local library to look things up in the encyclopedia instead. A completely wild and wonderful world in which knowledge and wisdom is available to us in the round. Social media, of course, is the vehicle through which this can be played with. And if we use it like that, it's a wonderful outlet for all of us. In 1999, I gave a keynote address in Denmark about the new millennium. And I said it would be the age of virtuality, which was not obvious in 1999 yet. And that we would have to learn new ways of living, new layers of our existence. And this is now more relevant than ever. What goes wrong on social media for many people is that they can become drawn into them to make up for a lack in themselves. If you come to a kind of predatory environment where the predators are ready to pounce on you without being able to recognize those predators and without knowing how to avoid them or how to deal with them, then you're in danger. If you come to a social media environment in innocence, then there is a problem. You got to learn to navigate it, not just in technological ways, but in emotional ways as well. So you got to be able to recognize how things affect you and how you can moderate that for yourself by avoiding certain messages, certain channels, and maybe frequenting others that are more supportive. And then there is the whole issue about how we become externalized through social media, how we are required to create this very ego-like message to penetrate into this busy world and hold our own. And that creation of an ego may lead to a kind of narcissistic gloss on your existence. Narcissus, as you probably know, got enamored with his own image in the water and neglected everything else. So if this is what happens for you on social media and you become obsessed with your self-worth and the image you can project of yourself, then it could be very terrifying and have bad effect on you. But this means becoming self-obsessed in relation to the images other people portray of themselves on the whole, rather than an obsession with yourself de facto or in isolation. So I don't think narcissism is the problem here. The problem is that you become fixated on your horizontal relationship. You become obsessed with comparisons of your own life and your own image and yourself with that of other people in your peer group. And that is very negative for most of us. So it works much, much better if you stay focused on yourself, not in a narcissistic way, but in a self-knowledge way, in a self-understanding way, in a self-sustaining way, in a self-caring way. That is the sine qua non of you making your way in the world. So if you get distracted from that by becoming obsessed with the image, and particularly with how your image compares poorly to that in your perception, poorly to that of your peers, then it will become painful. So what gets lost on social media is what could be its greatest strength. And that is our ability to be vertically related in ways that would not otherwise have been possible. So what I'm doing here is an attempt to pass elder knowledge and wisdom and life experience and professional experience of 51 years on to large numbers of people who might be able to make something of that, to do something constructive and useful with that. This can only help, it cannot harm you. It can only harm you if you set yourself against it in a competitive way and think that you have to be like me or that I'm imposing a view on you. But if you treat it as a resource for your own life, as and when you need it, it's a very good thing for you. And that sort of thing was just not available in my childhood or teenage years at all. So praise your lucky blessings that you do have such things. And also think about what you can pass on to the world vertically to those who need your expertise and your knowledge. It goes both ways. If you focus on taking something from those people who have knowledge and wisdom available to offer you and collect that for yourself, and also on passing things down to other people, social media become a wonderful landscape of learning, holding each other's hands and passing things on. And you will see that your peer relationship will improve too if you do this together with others. But if you get caught in the trap of social media as a competitive game that will absorb all of your attention and all of your life energy, then it owns you. You no longer own it. So try to be on top of your social media and see when it fits into your life, how it fits into your life, what you need from it, and what you need like a hole in the head. Know when to block and say no, and know when to invite and say yes. In a virtual world, that is a survival skill, my friend. So I wish you well with that. Use it to your best ability and use it to help you create a stronger life, not to let your life be weakened or turned into something superficial and competitive. Take care, my friend out there.